Hello and welcome YouTube lover and friends. Today we are going to learn over the queen and a rook. In this example we are going to see how to win against one rook. Although it is a very simple work to win against a rook, but sometimes it is very hard. Even some grandmaster fails to win this position and the game ended in a draw. So today we are going to discuss on this position, and here is the three basic things you have to keep in the mind. The first one is the winning zone of the white king. The white winning zone is c6 to c3 and c3 to f3, f3 to f6, f6 to c6. Now this is the winning zone of the white king. You should try to keep your king on this square. Second important tips in this position: keep the queen a 3 square difference away from the black king. As you can see in this current position, it is a 2 square difference. What we have to do, we should try to keep our queen on a 3 square difference from the black king. Wherever it is goes, we have to keep our queen on a 3 square difference. And the last and a very important one, the key square of the position, that I will explain you later on. We will start with this example on this position. In this position, white to play here, white played king to d6. White to play here, black played king f8. In case if black is playing here to d8, then queen to g8 or queen captures the rooks. Both are winning in this position. So in this position, black will play king to f8, white to play here, and white played king to e6. After king to e6, in this position, black can play his rook to anywhere in this position. Let's start with rook to g7. White to play here, white gives a queen check. Black is forced to play in this position king to g8, and after queen to d8, black played here king to h7. White to play here, and white will play in this position king to f6. Then rook will give a check in this position, and the king goes back here, and again rook comes back in this position. Now white to play here, and white will play in this position queen to e8, controlling this square. And now black to play, black played rook to g6. And white to play, white played king to f5. After rook to g7, white played here king to f6. Most important position and the key position of the game, which you have to remember. In this position, two things are there. First is when you are bringing the black king from the center, this position will occur, and in this position it is a white to play, and what should white to play? Now this is a key position, and you should remember we need same position but black to play in this position. We have to bring this position again back in the same format, but it should be a black to play. For that, what we can do, we can give in this position queen check, and after the king goes on g8, and again queen to a8 check, and now again king comes back in this position. White to play, white will play in this position queen to e8. As you can see, this is the key position which I was discussing, that the same position we need, but it should be black to play. Now in this position, if it is a black to play, what black is going to play? Black can play in this position first rook on the g side, and the second one is on the 7th rank. First, black can try to play on the g7 file, and second, black can try to play rook on the 7th rank. So we will start with the g file, and we will see what happened if black played rook to g5. Rook to g5 is a blunder. Black will play next move rook to g4, and if black played rook to g4, now the third and the most important point of this positions, rook versus queen, queen h5, and we can see it's a double attack and black lost the match. So the next one is, if blacks try to play on g3, after rook to g3, the key square in the position which you should not forget, queen to e4, it's a check, and if the king is coming here, it's a check and a mate in a one move. And if king goes on g8, queen to c4, remember the key square e4 and the c4. If 7, then queen to h4 wins with the double attack in this position. If black is going on king f8, then queen is a checkmate here. Say black is playing rook to g2. Now it is very easy. Remember the key square of the position, queen to e4, and it is the easy target. We will grab here rook after this check. In case if black is blocking, we can capture back in this position with the queen. So we'll go back in this position, and the last option for black is rook to g1, and after rook to g1, again we will use the same technique, key square of the position, queen check. Now if black is playing here or if black is playing here, it doesn't matter which square he is playing. This is a blunder because it's a one move made after that, so black will avoid to come on h6. g8 and h8 will lead to a disaster after queen a8 check. It doesn't matter which square black is going, black is forced to come back on a h7 square, but after h7 square, please pause the video and find what is the winning move for white in this position. Queen to a7 is correct answer, and you can see it's a double attack on king and queen. So we have covered in this position g5, king will capture, and g4, queen check, and g3 with the key square we will capture the rook, and after rook to g2, again with the key square we can capture back the rook in this position, and after g2 we'll capture with this key square, and the last one we have discussed here. So now we are going to discuss on the 7th rank. In this, again we will use the same key square. So this square is not possible for black rook, this square is not possible for black rook, and this square is also not possible for black rook to move. The only square for the black rook to play in this position is rook to c7. After that, we will remember our key square in this position, queen to e4, check. Now if the king is coming on h6, it is a checkmate in a one move. In case if black is going back in this position on a g8, then we are having a wonderful move in this position, queen to d5. Again, in this time, this is the key square for the 7th rank, and for g5 we are having these two key squares. Now queen to d5, if black king is coming on g8, if black king is coming on f8, it's a mate on a d8 square, and if the black king is going over h8, then it is a double attack in this position. So black is forced to come back in this position, and after this move we will play queen to d3, and rook is gone. If black is not careful, if black is playing h6, it is mate from h3, and if black is playing g8 or h8, it is lost of the rook in this position with the check. So next position, after rook c7 is not possible. Let's say black is playing rook to b7, and after rook to b7, queen to e4, a winning square and a key square in the position, and black lost the match because of the double attack. And after b7 is not possible, the last and the only move is rook to a7, and after rook to a7 again we will use the key square, that is queen to e4 check. In this position, if black king is coming on a f6, it's a terrible blunder because of mate. So black has only two moves. Black will play g8 or h8. In case if he is playing any one of this move, we will play in this position queen to h1, and after king goes to g8, queen g1 will finish the match with the double attack. This position, if the king is going on g8, then queen d5 check. King is coming on s7 or h8, queen to check here, h1 check, and after king to g8, queen into g1, double attack in this position, and black lost the rook. This is the basic concept of the queen versus rook. Three things you have to remember. The first is winning zone of the white king, the second is key squares, and the third one is keeping the queen with the 3 square difference from the king. I hope you like this video. In the second part of this video, I will explain you if you are breaking the rule and not playing 3 square difference, and if you are not playing your king on the winning zone, how black will defend in this position. Black will easily defend in this position if white is playing a wrong move. So in the part 2, we will see how black is going to use his rook and going to save this match. I hope you like the video.